All right. Hey there, cool kids. What do you know? We got to talk about some stuff, man. So I don't know if you know this. It's a Monday morning coming down. And, precious metal prices aren't doing that. Not at all. So, in the spirit, we're going to talk about some of the things we might be looking at. And some of the things we might not be looking at, given the current state of the precious metals markets. And we might even do some talking about the differences between physical silver and paper silver and how that might catch you in a little conundrum, right? So hold that thought and let's let's make it happen. Let's make it happen. Cool kids, you may have not have noticed the current price trends and latest numbers from the markets, but I'm going to show them to you real quick, and just so we are all talking about the same frame of reference. Silver is 3402, which is, that's psychology matters. It matters. So if you see an even whole number suddenly appear that wasn't there before, that matters. And if you think it doesn't matter and it's just a number, well, you're not really paying attention to well, first of all, the hype, the buzz, and even still the performance, the fundamentals of markets in general. Psychologically satisfying numbers are really keys to forming the low, the baseline, the support levels, and then showing us that we've reached a whole new level of support, and that'll be tested. It also alerts markets that something's changed. Now, whether that change is fundamental or simply based on speculation, well, only time will tell, as intrinsic value, though it be intrinsic, does shift. But the fact of the matter is that the current trajectory of the silver market is an upward in general. And that, my friends, is great news or terrible news depending on where you fall in the dynamics of stacking. Now, if you are just beginning your ascent into the silver stacking world, first of all, welcome. You can be a cool kid too. You can still stack. Just know that you are in a position where you are buying at higher nominal prices than others, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you're in a bad position, because if you look at the gold to silver ratio, there's definitely an argument to be made that silver, even at $34 an ounce, is significantly undervalued. If gold is at all-time highs, then silver is nowhere near all-time highs. Now, that is the argument. I leave it to all of you to decide if that is a valid argument, and then, depending on where you fall on that argument, you will make decisions about where your hard-earned earnings go in relationship to that decision. So, if you believe silver is undervalued at $34 an ounce, then you might want to continue to make purchase. I will say this. Stranger things have happened. Much stranger things, like Bitcoin. Bitcoin is an outlier, is it not? Bitcoin, having no intrinsic value, has outperformed everything just about in the last 10 years. So, if Bitcoin can accumulate that much value, why not silver? Why not gold? Why not cocoa beans? My friends, why not cocoa beans? I have many thoughts on this topic, but I don't have a crystal ball. And that is important for all of you to remember. So when you are listening to this channel, it is not investment advice. It is simply thoughts, ideas, concepts, maybe a little advice in the fact that how to collect, not necessarily how to invest. Because remember, is silver even an investment? That is debatable. And but it sure is up, isn't it? It sure is up. And cool kids, I want you to know that you too can get in on the silver. And it's out there. It's out there. It's still out there. And as long as it's out there, you can still get in. Now, does that make it advisable, wise, or prudent? Well, I don't make those decisions. You do. I will say, if you already have an established position in the shiny AG, then you might want to really contemplate a step back at this time, or taking some profits, because profits can then be reutilized for other investments or held back for, say, you believe that silver was going to drop. Okay. Now, I got to tell you, there are some fundamentals that you need to look at, and you'll have to come up with your own figures, but I can share some that I've seen. So do your own due diligence and don't just take my word for it. But to come out of the ground, the cost, the price of getting silver out of the ground is about $15 an ounce. Now, this is, this is from the people in the industry. That is what they claim. It costs $15 to get out of the ounce. But as you know, that doesn't determine the price. That's only the supply end, right? That's cost per unit. Okay. When in fact, the true price is determined by another element, demand. So, was there and has there been a ongoing silver deficit as far as production versus use? Absolutely there has been. And it's been going on for a long time. And it's only getting bigger every year. Okay, now you can check the charts on that. But is that enough to raise silver's value enough to warrant these price increases that we see right now in the nominal price of silver? Paper price, by the way. So, as I may have told you guys many times on Silver University, the price of silver isn't necessarily what that costs at the COMEX. Because if you try to order from the COMEX, you're going to have problems, okay? Because you have to order in several thousand ounces at a time, and getting delivery is quite difficult. It is not an easy thing to do. There are several YouTube videos about this. If you want to find them, do a search. I invite you, but I promise you it is not easy to get delivery of silver, even if you buy the contract. Okay? So that pathway is a promise. It's a paper promise of silver. It is not an actual silver product. And that is one big mistake some make, is assuming that those two are the same. Now, can they be the same? Absolutely. But any stress in the market will quickly, and I can give you an example of this. This happened in 2020. So remember when silver dropped to $12 an ounce in March of 2020? Right? That was the paper price. Well, the actual physical price went up. You heard me right. I'll say it again. To actually get silver in your hand in March of 2020, it cost more in March than it did in February. And that's a fact. Look it up. Find the prices at the retailers at that time. I assure you, I remember it. It was quite astounding. Hold that thought. So, if the cost goes up because of premiums, despite the fact that the paper price goes down, what are you really paying for your silver? Right now, premiums are lower than they've been in years. Okay? So even though the price of silver is up, I'm going to give you a perfect example. An American Silver Eagle in 2021 cost $36. Now you can look that price up. An American Silver Eagle right now can be had at $36. Or maybe $37, but definitely a similar price point. Now, why is that? What happened? Well, the premiums went down, guys. The premiums on silver went down, and therefore the relative value, right? So there's going to come a point where bullion's going to start making a lot of sense. You know, a long time I've been telling you guys, you know, bullion's fine if you get it at the right price. Good luck. There's going to be a time where getting only this stuff right here, sovereign silver coins and generic rounds, right, is going to make a lot of sense. Okay, this stuff right here, guys, it's going to make a lot of sense. Now, pure numismatists want to tell you that bullion is cursed. I'm not going to tell you bullion isn't cursed. You know, like look at this coin. I mean, it's pretty cursed. Come on, guys, that's pretty cursed. But is it cool? Oh my! Now, how much would you pay? You know. So yeah, it's definitely an interesting time in the silver market. I think if you've been in for any length of time, you might be in for a treat, given the current dynamics, price points, and if you're just getting started, guess what? If it goes to all-time highs, which would have to hit nominal highs, was $50 an ounce. But if you adjust for inflation, right, in order to reach the 1980 high on silver, adjusted for inflation, you'd have to hit $180 an ounce. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but if gold keeps going up, if that GSR stays as high as it's been, man, you almost have to argue that silver has to have its day. It's just, again, not giving investment advice, man. You know, gold has definitely outperformed silver in recent years. But how long can that continue when it's coming out of the ground at 10 to 1? 10 to 1, guys. So if the actual physical ratio is 10 to 1, now that's in recent years. It hasn't always been that way. How long can the price point stay at 80 to 1, 70 to 1, 60 to 1? How long? How long until, you know, you finally start to realize the value of the white metal? But, you know, all this is, you're guessing, right? You're guessing about this stuff. This is, so is that in its own way speculation? I don't know. All I know is this stuff has had value since humanity was a thing. This stuff right here, guys, this is the magic stuff, man. People have been working with this metal for 5,000 years, probably longer. People want this metal. People will give you dollars for this metal in any circumstance, in any situation. And if the dollar becomes worthless, people will trade you chicken eggs, cattle, if you have enough. They will give you goods and services in exchange for your delicious, scrumdiddlyumptious shinies. Now, what could be better than that? What could be more fun than watching your labors over the last several years or weeks or months turn into a boon for you and yours? Now, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm not telling you what to buy. I'm not even telling you that getting this stuff is even a good idea. I'm just telling you that it could be. I want you to find all the collectibles of your dreams, cool kids. I want you to find them, and I want you to just love it. Love it, man. Love what you're doing, whatever that is. And if it's stacking this stuff, all the better. I want to thank you for watching. I want you to have an amazing day. I want you to know that silver is the most reflective of all the metals. And what's that say? What's that mean? Well, it's a lot of mirrors, if nothing else, right? Yep, it's a lot of mirrors for all the cool kids. So keep that in mind while you're hunting for your particular brand of silver that you like, or running away from silver like the plague. If the price is below $15 an ounce, it's an auto buy for me, but I'm not giving advice. If the price is double that, well, we don't know the future, and we don't know what inflation's going to do. What we do know is that silver has performed as a hedge against inflation, despite all the people saying it wouldn't and didn't. It turns out in the aggregate they were wrong. In the aggregate, right now, this second, silver has hedged against inflation. Silver, as a matter of fact, and gold are performing in ways we haven't seen in a long time. Does that mean we get in now or get out now? I can't say, and that is your call, friends. But I can tell you that there are precedents and past performances that say that this really could be an amazing opportunity. Guys, thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day. Find all the collectibles of your dreams. And if you can't find them, don't blame me. I'm trying to show them to you. Ta-ta for now.